Hey everyone, so I'm back with the video I was mentioning in the previous one about my build on the battlefield. The build consists out of Lilia and a awakened Alwyn. Alwyn is the first character you should awaken in my opinion, because if you play human, which you definitely should if you're a low spender or a free to play, you will get Walder tokens from the main story quest, so you will progress him quite far down his tree by just playing the game and progressing through the main story quest. Alwyn, however, is a lot harder and trickier to get because you do not get like 10 tokens every 8 or 10 or so quests, however it may be. So at first, when I was a lower VIP level, I would get Alwyn tokens. I have bought Alwyn tokens from the VIP store to make sure I will get him sooner. And I have spent my weekly, well, daily chest, I should say, on unlocking Alwyn as fast as possible. The reason for this is that once Alwyn awakens, his miasmic mist will deal 200 extra damage over time, which again you will not take counter damage for. And the fun thing is he might not deal area of effect damage, he's a single target hero, but his fourth skill is when he's being attacked, there's a 15% chance to get ensnared to an attacker, dealing the same damage as his original rage skill. Now, the fun thing about it that is not explained is because of his awakening, if the other target is suffering from an already existing magic effect other than his own, then he will deal more damage. So this is where Lilia comes in with her burning. She only has 50% probability with her rage skill being maxed, but it's still a high enough chance. And I'm not 100% on this, but since she targets 3 targets when she's awakened and 2 targets when she's not, I do feel it's a 50% chance calculated separately for one or the other. And if you level her up, her 4th skill, it's 30% for a normal attack to the target and to surrounding. And this is very massive because the normal attacks happen every single second of a battle. So this is more likely to trigger Scorch, which is what you want, than her rage skill. Either way, the magic is that since Alwyn's Venomous Overgrowth applies Ensnare, this is the Ensnare ability, his 4th passive skill is also Ensnare. So if you're in a scenario where, let's say, you're in a big fight and your team all has Lilia and you're burning like 20, 30, 40 different legions. Now, let's say 10 of those legions start attacking you. Your Alwyn has a 15% chance to trigger Ensnare, but this Ensnare will also deal the boosted damage from Awakening because this is also Ensnare, if I understand correctly and from what I've been testing with the game. And this is what makes this build very overpowered, because again, damage over time will apply to multiple people, and you don't really have to do a lot of work in doing so. So how I have built my Lilia is a little bit wrong. See over here, I went for magic attack on my Legion, which is a little bit wrong, because with mages you want to go for intimidation. I went with high spirits over here. I'm not too big of a fan of getting the extra rage because this 8% more damage will also increase the damage over time of Alwyn. So I kind of feel like 20 rage, it costs 1,000 to get your ability back, and you get roughly 200 every second. So every 5 seconds you cast your rage skill. So this only helps a tiny bit, and it's not even a guarantee, the high spirit ones. So this is a guaranteed 8% more damage, which scales with some things in the game compared to the 20 rage. We go with mitigating HP of the enemy because that just means more damage, and we go for having a chance where your hero's skill can do critical and more damage. And I'm not taking Thirst for Blood because it's only 60, and this is again a guaranteed value. Guaranteed value is more priceless than something that's, oh, you have a 10% or 25%, in my personal opinion, playing this game for 1,400 hours so far. Now, the build I posted in my alliance is like this. So, like I said, I messed up with the little rage thing over there, and I messed up here with the skill damage, not taking it, instead going for attack. I was getting the weekly chest, you know, like 500,000 power, and you get like the points for the chest for the battle pass, and I wasn't paying attention, and I made an oopsie. So I made 3 oopsies in total on this, but that means you don't have to, hopefully. I go for this one over here, which is the Magic Maelstrom. It can only be triggered every 30 seconds, but it causes defense mitigation, meaning you will deal even more damage. The other one is 8% damage to add an additional target to rage skills that deal damage to multiple targets. This one is also a very valid option. For me, I personally do not use it on the Lilia primary and Alwyn deputy, because Alwyn cannot profit from this. So I much rather have this mitigation effect every 30 seconds. But that's just my personal preference, because if you get that 8%, that's more damage with Lilia, more burn. So there's no real wrong option over here, but my personal preference, once again, is Magic Maelstrom. This is my build that I bring to the battlefield because it will have damage over time on a single target you're focusing to whittle them down quicker, and it will have damage over time to people around them. So this is great for warfare, where it's like hundreds versus hundreds of legions battling it out on the battlefield. And this is the build I wanted to share with all of you. Please take inspiration, leave anything in the comments, like what do you think about it, what do you think could be better. Let's brainstorm together, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye.